Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. We're covering a lot today. So today we're going to talk about Glorilla at the White House. We're also going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse being ran out of Memphis. We're also going to have Tami Sawyer in the building today. Y'all give it up for Tami Sawyer who's going to be in the building. We're excited about that. And then we're going to ask also 5 signs that he's a simp. 5 signs that he's a simp. And we will be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. We're excited to be here. We're excited to have you too. I got my wonderful, wonderful co-host in the building. Angelica Jelly Woods is in the building.
Did I get 3 wonderfuls? Yes.
She got 3 wonderfuls.
That 3?
That was 3, and I'm gonna give you an extra one because Angelica was mad Angelica earlier today, y'all. Yeah, we might touch on that. She was mad Angelica. I could feel her energy in our planning meeting, and it was on Zoom.
Listen, let's not talk about the planning meetings. You don't want to go there.
Man, we're gonna drop them planning meetings for the subscribers only. DJ Kojak in the building, scratch it up for him 4 times. Damn. DJ Kojak in the building. Y'all were here to scratch in the edited version of the show.
Definitely.
DJ Kojak, man, we're happy to have you, man. Everything's good. I'm always happy to be back in Memphis. I have to come in on the weekends while we're in session. Hey, but look, it's been a lot of talk out there. First of all, Glorilla was in the White House. Y'all give it up for Glorilla in the White House.
Slow clap.
Yeah. She gonna get the slow clap.
Hey, Glow.
Yeah, Glow. Yeah, man. So Glorilla was in the White House. So of course, she had a chance to meet the president, meet the vice president,
right.
And but that's exciting news for the little young sister, right?
It is.
We gotta get up here.
She had a chance to represent Memphis too.
She did. Glorilla. They saying, bring your ass to the show.
Come to the show.
Come to the show. Yeah, DJ Kojak, Glorilla in the White House.
Man, that's big right there. That's big right there. I'm proud of the sister. I'm proud she did her thing.
She did. Look at man, please get these looks.
It's a whole different. It's a whole different vibe. He was just turned up night like, yeah.
So Glorilla did an interview on CNN, and that's the talk. That's the talk of the town right now. Glorilla's interview on CNN. So what are y'all thoughts about it? I got thoughts, and I'm gonna tell you after I come to you. We'll go to Kojak first. Since Kojak was talking about it.
Yeah, go to him first.
Well, actually, from Frazier to the White House, man, that's
God.
really, really big, man. Shout out to Glow. Keep doing your thing.
Y'all just got Kojak.
Now,
Right.
let me say this with the CNN interview. I believe she need to have some better PR.
Taylor Communications.
And I know you'll know that, Angelica. Shout out to Angelica. She could have.
Okay.
But you know what? When you're throwing in front of the camera like that, you gotta practice on what you're gonna say, especially in the limelight like that.
Yeah.
But she said what she said.
Right. Yeah. She said
She meant what she said.
And Glorilla said, at the end of the day ends.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had to pause and think about it for a second, but she's absolutely right. Angelica, what are your thoughts on the Glorilla interview on CNN?
I think her interview was interesting. I mean, it's CNN. Like I was saying, behind the scenes, it's not like it was like a local channel. I mean, it's CNN. It was your chance to represent a whole city, right? But I mean, I feel like she was authentically her. I mean, she was definitely her and didn't change on her platform, but she could have had a better response as far as, the voting, because voting is important. A lot of young people don't think it's important. And she represents a lot of people. But that's all I got to say about it. She definitely does need some PR, though.
So, I mean, you know what? I respectfully, disagree. And let me tell you why I respectfully disagree. Oh, man, please capture these. I need you to thank you, Nichelle. Nichelle on the 1s and 2s over there directing things. But here's why I respectfully disagree. Glorilla is in the height of her life right now. She is, 20-something years old. She's hit this fame. She's having a ball. She is literally having the best time of her life right now. And she was like, man, look, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm honestly, and here's what I've learned. you cannot expect everybody to be political.
Yeah.
You know, and that's vitally important. You know, and because the question that was asked was, what did the president ask you to do? Did he ask for an endorsement? You know, what did he want with you? You know, and you know, and basically your influence, right?
But that wasn't political.
That is political.
It could be just a simple, he didn't ask anything of me. I shared my lyrics, we laughed, see if he knew any of my songs. She didn't have to have a political response.
Right. She basically didn't. She basically said he didn't, you know, he didn't ask nothing and whatever. That ain't none of my business. Right. You know, and so but you know, but I just, you know, growth, right? Man, this is a young lady, you know, that is seeing the world right at this point, and you know, and there's going to be more growth that comes with her, and development that comes with her.
Definitely.
You know, and you look at Cardi B when Cardi B first started, right? And you know, I mean, seriously, where Cardi B come from, and now Cardi B is political. Cardi B, you know, she speaks her political mind now, but she wasn't doing that in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah. Man, I'm proud of you, Glow. Give it up for Glorilla. We're proud of you. 38127 representing Frazier in the building. Yeah, Glow. Yeah, Joe. Yeah. But we're proud of Glorilla and excited about it.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
But as a matter of fact, speaking of people that represent the Memphis area, I was looking for the thing here. But you know, I got to send a shout out to my guys man, over at Disbelief.
Ralph,
you know, we are going to Disbelief. This is Memphis owned tequila, and when I say it is the absolute best.
I wouldn't know. I didn't have any. I'm drinking Coke today. Now Mountain Dew. But I trust them. They said it's good. It's good.
DJ Kojak.
Man. Off the chain, man. I know these guys.
Right. Frazier. Speaking of Frazier, right?
One graduated from Tresman.
Yeah, man. Ralph Golden. Shout out to Ralph Golden. Shout out to Beanie Toriano. Give it up for the home team and Disbelief. Y'all please clap for that. Yeah, thank you. Man, thank you. This is a tough crowd in here today, man. Man, but real talk, it's honestly the best tequila that it has to be in my top 2 tequilas that I've had. The Reposado, seriously.
Really?
It truly is.
Now you're just saying that?
I am absolutely not just saying it. Y'all know I'm
somebody else said it too. Let me say this. Somebody else said it too, man. T.I. came down. He was at Bones Wings, my cousin's joint, and he got a chance to taste Disbelief. And he tasted it. He said it's one of the smoothest tequilas that he's ever tasted. So, you know.
Yeah, man. So
big things for Disbelief.
Shout out to Toriano, Beanie, and Ralph, and the whole team over at Disbelief. Yeah, man, we mess with the Disbelief, man, and it's really, really good. So those people that if you had not had a chance to try it, I'm gonna go the extra mile and give them this plug. If you have not, because it's black-owned business, right?
Yeah.
You have not had the chance to try it, go to your liquor stores and ask for it. So we want to make sure that they keep Disbelief on the shelf. Baseball Rich in the building. Yeah, man. Yeah, we messed with him. So look, y'all also and you know when you know we got Tami Sawyer coming in, right? And we'll segue once we get her over here in front of the camera. But Kyle Rittenhouse was in Memphis. Wow, Kyle Rittenhouse, you got to give it to the man. The man got a set of balls, right? Now the man, right? The man said that he was going to come into Memphis and talk about Black Lives Matter. Well, you know, welcome to Memphis, Kyle. Yeah, well, come on back. We'll leave the light on.
Don't come back. Don't come back.
Yeah, hey, I don't think we have to worry about him coming back because he got his ass ran up out of here. Did y'all see that?
Yeah. He said he had to do a hard pause.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happened with? I know people were buying fake tickets, right? I know you say that everybody was going on there, buy the tickets, don't show up.
Right.
But didn't they re-put the tickets back on there or something? They said that there was like something disabled.
Look at Angelica. Angelica messy, Kojak. Angelica.
I'm trying to get
Kojak.
I see that.
Angelica's being messy. So University of Memphis took over the ticket sales, right? Or the ticket reservations, right? And Turning Point USA, who was the conservative organization that was bringing Kyle Rittenhouse to Memphis, and honestly, as a slap in the face to all of the black people in the city of Memphis.
70% black.
Right. And so Turning Point USA, according to the University of Memphis, Turning Point USA had over reserved the tickets. They like 9,000 tickets. The auditorium holds 300 people.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right. So University of Memphis said, we're going to take over the ticketing. We're going to cancel all of the 9,000 tickets that y'all done let go out. And we're going to reissue it in first come, first serve. And as you can see, it wasn't even 75 people in that building.
It wasn't.
Right. And so, which the plan worked, let's reserve all these tickets up and let's not show up, let him talk to himself. But he talked to the right one. Shout out to my guy. I think his name is Moses. Moses something on and man, Nichelle, find his name. Moses, young brother, he was asking Kyle Rittenhouse those questions, and Kyle Rittenhouse could not answer. And the next thing you know, Kyle Rittenhouse was exiting stage left.
There you go. Asked him, and he just left.
And then when he got outside, he got ran off by the mob. Right, man. And did y'all see the videos on that?
No, I have not.
Oh, you didn't see the videos on that? Oh man, we got to post some videos.
No, I have not seen the videos.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna.
Somebody drop it in the comments so I can watch.
Yeah, drop it in the comments because that was hilarious. Yeah. So again, Kyle Rittenhouse, come on back, brother. We'll leave the light on.
Is he gonna make it back out if you come?
Yeah. Well. Hopefully he has sense. He has better sense than what he had. But it was honestly insulting because his. Moses Davis, shout out to Moses Davis, who was asking the hard questions to Kyle Rittenhouse. Y'all give it up for Moses Davis. Moses Davis, make sure you subscribe, man, because we're gonna send you a shout out. We're gonna highlight you, brother. We appreciate you. Young brother
He
was
held
great.
down for all of us.
He did.
Okay.
And then he locked on to Kyle Rittenhouse with them questions like a pit bull and wouldn't let go. And then he shook him a little bit. Yeah. So great job to all of those that showed up. Great job to all of those that protested. We appreciate you, and I'm sure Kyle Rittenhouse does too.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
DJ Kojak,
What it do?
man, listen, man. So I gotta ask this question because somebody, one of our subscribers in a couple episodes back called me a simp. Now, why he called me a simp, I have no idea because
I do. I'm joking.
Okay, Angelica
I'm
throwing.
joking, y'all.
Look, the shade queen.
Let me stop playing. Okay.
No. She look. Hey, Kojak. Yeah. That's what happens when she get on the Mountain Dew, right? She means what she says. She says what she means.
That's what you mean.
Right. Right. At the end of the day will end.
I'm not gonna deal with you.
Look, but DJ Kojak. So the dude called me a simp. I have no idea why. Maybe I think I was siding with something that Angelica said.
Yeah.
Agreeing with it, and the dude called me a simp.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't never been called a simp before.
I never heard of it until he said it.
Well, a simp is the opposite of a pimp.
Yes,
There you go.
Right. And so a simp is that dude that goes out of the way, to bend over backwards for I'm about to. I don't want to get ran off with rakes and pitchforks. Kojak, what's the definition of a simp?
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna be on Kojak. We're gonna be on Kojak. We ain't letting up this episode.
well, we got a lot. That's a lot.
Let's do it like this, Kojak.
Go ahead.
Let's do it like this. 5 signs that he's a true simp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sign number 1. He paid for everything. He thinks his money is going to get him favor with a female.
Okay. Yeah, he did clear it up.
He cleared it up real good.
He uses his money. Think he's going to get ladies.
Okay.
Yeah.
He flashes his money.
Yeah.
Right.
2.
Okay.
What's the second one?
Oh, the second one, which I think is actually number 1. I think this is actually number 1.
Go ahead.
He a true simp, and we're gonna lead the answers off with this.
Okay.
A true simp.
Okay.
Y'all repeat after me. A true simp
A true simp.
Go to Honcho.
will hate on another guy to get the girl. Bam.
Yeah.
That should be number 1.
Hate that one. You're right. You're right.
Pillow talking.
Hate
Pillow
that.
talking.
Wait a minute. Okay, Angelica, lead off with the way we're supposed to lead it off with a true simp.
A true simp.
A true simp.
true simp.
Okay, let's do it again. We messed it up.
Y'all seen this first here.
Okay. Say it again. We got to respond.
A true simp
A true simp
is a pillow talking.
Oh, okay. What
That's right. The
you mean?
doorbell was right on time with that.
Right,
That
right.
wasn't built in.
But what do you mean
Tammy
by pillow talking?
He telling everybody business. He like a gossiping loose.
Oh, wow.
A gossiping. He a gossiper. That might be another title. A gossiping man. He talk more than the woman do. A gossiper.
So are you saying
Yeah.
he's talking about what he's done with the girl, or he's talking about
he
what?
telling everybody he ain't gonna never. He ain't gonna never tell his business. He is never gonna. You getting real honcho, Tammy, right now. He ain't gonna never tell his business. He gonna tell everybody else's business because he already a simp. So he gotta build some kind of, you know what I mean, make himself look good. He ain't gonna talk about himself.
Okay.
See, that's the key. He gonna talk about everybody else, what so and so doing. I don't know why they like that. Telling somebody business. That's what a simp is. A pillow talking.
Hey, y'all, my baby mama just walked in the building, so y'all be on y'all best behavior.
Yeah,
Give it up for Tami Sawyer. Lady ass walking in here like she owned the place and shit.
I was looking for his baby mama. I didn't see her.
Look, let me tell you something. You are not going to cut up in front of company today.
You can't.
Look. No, you can't. Tami Sawyer, 5 signs that he's a simp.
First of all, you heard of a simp before.
I
never heard of
Been
it.
in Memphis. She been in Memphis.
Okay, I never heard of a simp before, TME. No shade. I never know what a simp was.
I was gonna say one. His name is Antonio.
Oh, okay. This show is over, y'all. No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 5 signs he's a simp.
She told you one.
I mean, 5 signs that he's a simp. But we're gonna define simps differently.
Okay, we may. Let me hear what you got.
Because what you think a simp is, what's he been saying a simp is?
The opposite of a pimp. So the examples we gave, he a pillow talker. He
Right.
always telling somebody else, he hating on another man to get a woman.
Right.
Or he thinks his money,
Spend money.
going to get him to attract the lady.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, okay. He lets himself be friend zoned.
Oh,
Yes!
Oh,
Take
yeah.
anything. He
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Let's see. He texts you more than you text him.
Oh,
Face
oh,
comes
she hit
out.
it.
Face-
Ooh, wee.
face came out.
Hey,
You drive a black car.
Right.
Ain't
Kojak.
never got no gas
Right.
in it.
It's dudes looking at their phone right now. Them good morning texts and them hello beautiful
hate
texts.
your good morning
annoying.
text.
Right.
Don't text me
Yeah.
good
Them
morning.
what you doing texts.
Yeah,
Right.
at work.
Don't text
Right.
me good morning.
Yeah.
I'm
Please.
text you good morning. I'm sure doing that first thing in the morning.
You
don't get this good
I'm-
morning text.
You
gonna
do
get
that, Parkinson?
You gonna
I'm
get
going to
this,
do it now.
Oh,
this
God.
red receipt.
Oh, look, I'm on Android, so I don't get that anyway. So look, yeah, man.
get
But
nothing
look,
on the
but what
Android.
about I know we've gone over 5, but here's another one. I think there's your boy has done ran through her, but you wifed her.
So what do you mean red? Just because one person slept with
No, I
somebody?
didn't say
Not
one
one.
person.
He
I
said
said your
ran through.
boys.
Oh, I didn't hear. Okay, boys.
Okay, your boy.
Community.
Look at it. She ready to
Community.
fight already. Look at it.
Yes, community.
Right. She for the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, and
But
and
you wife her.
wifing her. Mhm.
And your boys warned you. They said, nah, bro, that's not the one.
You love her, and it's really just.
But I
your-
love her.
I love her, and it's really just your turn. See, they just don't know. They don't know the difference.
Like, yeah. Touche, you don't love me. Look, Tami Sawyer, I tried to warn you about the show. So don't come over here being bougie because this ain't that.
She hiding under
Right. Is she ready, y'all?
Mm-mm.
Is she
I
ready?
took my blazer off. I put my let me overthink this.
Right. Is that what
That's
you're
why
doing?
I was late.
Yeah, that's why you was late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
traffic.
Look, top 5 reasons black folks give for being late.
Oh Lord.
Well, I was in traffic
Right.
because
Right.
it's raining.
Right.
Mhm.
You was in traffic because it's raining.
Yes.
I couldn't find my phone.
Right. I'm 5 minutes away.
keys. Yeah.
That's a Memphis thing.
That's next day on the
Look,
way.
I'll be there in a sec. I'm on my way.
Mm.
Right, ain't
I'm
even got out the
pulling up.
bed yet.
I'm down
Right.
the street.
I'm down the street.
What
Right.
street? What street?
Right. But yeah, man. So Tami Sawyer, y'all give it up for her. We're happy to have you. Excited to have
Yes,
Tami
yes. One
Sawyer in the building.
and only.
Yeah, the one and
Hello.
only
Thank you.
Tami Sawyer. So look, y'all, we got about a couple seconds left in this segment, but here's something that we're going to talk to Tami Sawyer about. Kyle Rittenhouse. We're going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse as soon as we get back, because Tami Sawyer was deeply involved in the Kyle Rittenhouse movement. And I say that literally and figuratively. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
It wasn't me and you together, supposed to be forever. Plus we were lit together, pop out matching Gucci sweater. It wasn't thinking, telling, no when they see us they jealous. I took you through some, but you still got me through
up, y'all? It's Senator London Lamar, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. If y'all could only see what happens between the segments.
We real black back here.
Yeah,
Real black.
it's Chocolate City over here in the capital of Memphis, in Raleigh. Welcome, everyone. We appreciate y'all being here joining us. We are in the capital.
Uh-oh. She straightened
Thank
up
you.
real
Okay,
quick.
okay. All right,
Together.
she did. We are in the capital of Memphis. Thank y'all for joining us. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. I got my lovely co-host in the building, Angelica Jelly Woods. Y'all give it up for her. She feels better when she comes to do the podcast.
I do. I feel like a weight lifted off of me because I've been ready. By the end of the week, I've been ready to smack somebody.
Man, what? Man, yes, indeed. Boy, I'm telling you, that's how I feel when I leave Nashville sometimes. Yeah, seriously. DJ Kojak in the building. Scratch it up from 2 times, Kojak. Did you hear that, Tammy? You hear the scratch?
You hear that?
She said she was here to fan.
You know what, man? Something wrong with these guests because we all here to scratch it.
We hear it.
Yeah. You didn't hear the
Look,
scratch?
she said,
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, that was one of my best scratches.
That was one of your best ones.
And she missed it.
And she
it
missed it.
was great.
She was in the day.
she catching on
My
that.
bad.
She'll get it.
No,
She'll
she
get it.
got it.
Tami
Long
Sawyer,
day, long
let's
day.
give it up for
Yes,
Tami
yes.
Sawyer. Tami Sawyer is one of our most amazing, brightest young sisters in the city. Seriously,
She's
real
dope.
talk.
This is my
She
first
is,
time
she
meeting
is,
her.
man. I
Dope.
messed with
I
her
watched
the hard way, for real. And she we just real. I gotta tell the story, Tammy. I gotta tell
I'm
it.
scared.
I already know.
She already know where I'm going. So I said, Tammy, look,
Drink my soda.
you need to chill the blank out, right? I said because you too doggone. I don't know how to use the word conceited or what did I say? Did I say conceited?
You call me arrogant.
Arrogant. I said you too doggone arrogant. And then she turned around and said, "Well, your ass is arrogant too."
Yeah, with you, huh?
Look, there was a pause. Right? There was a pause for reflection.
It wasn't
Right.
in person. I
Right.
was in a stairwell in DC,
Yeah,
and we've been yelling at each other for 25 minutes.
Right. But that tell you we love each other, right? And I'm so proud of her. Seriously,
Yes.
I mean it because listen, they don't come very often when you got those fearless, fighters, for our people. And so, and I mean, I want to say that publicly to you that I'm extremely proud of you and your fight. Now, do I think you should fight every fight? No, but because sometimes I want you to hold that strength for other fights. But that's okay. That's okay, Tammy. What it's okay.
So did you invite me on the show to talk or just say
I
what you
like
guys
you.
say?
Where you
I'll
been?
just say
Where
what I gotta
been
say.
at?
Oh,
You didn't get the memo?
I just want, can everybody see the hot sauce on your fingers?
Right, hospital.
You know what? Her ass is out of here. I will be right back. No, I'm just kidding. Tammy, thank you for being here. But look, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah. How did it start?
As I told you, I sometimes forget who people think I am.
Right.
I say who people think I am, not who I am, because unlike Antonio, I'm not really arrogant, right?
Oh, okay, like you.
So sometimes I tweet. And by sometimes I mean a lot. And
Right. Thank you.
I honestly don't tweet. Some people tweet knowing folks are going to engage.
Yeah.
Half the time I think I'm talking to myself, which is why I get in trouble or get in shit like this.
Or good trouble.
Good trouble.
Good trouble.
Mostly good trouble. But so Kyle Rittenhouse, I saw the poster or the flyer, and I was just like, really, University of Memphis, where I got 2 degrees from? And sometimes I have bad insomnia, y'all, because my mind just races. So most of my most viral tweets are sent after midnight. I say something, I go to bed, I wake up and the internet's woken up and picked it up. And that's how this happened. All I said was my mama was part of the Memphis State 109, the black folks who got arrested for protesting in the 60s, because even though there was integration, the black students weren't allowed to use the cafeteria. They had to leave campus by a certain time. They could really only go to school go to their classes and leave. And my mom was secretary of the Memphis State 109, along with David AC, who runs
Dr.
April.
AC.
Dr.
He's gonna be on the
AC.
show in a week or two.
Yeah,
Right?
Africa. I saw that. Africa in April. He'll tell you about. He's got pictures of my mom and in his whole collection, black and white photos of them organizing this whole protest, right? And at the time, people were telling them, well, we couldn't go to college at all, so just go get your lesson, is what my great grandma told my mama. Go get your lesson, and don't worry if you can eat in the cafeteria. We ain't got no money for you eating in the cafeteria anyway. Come on home. You know, that's what the old heads were telling them. My mom and the 109, Dr. AC, several others, and Dr. AC and the men who were leading it had just gotten home from Vietnam. This is a long version, y'all.
No, go ahead.
They had just gotten home from Vietnam. And so remember, black men went and fought for us, came home, and were treated horribly, right? They were second-class citizens, but they gone, died, come home injured, didn't get the GI Bill right away, couldn't get houses, has young families, you know, were supposed to get their education paid for, had to fight for that. So these were like angry, they're like legitimately angry, right? And so anyway, Maxine Smith was like, it's interesting because Maxine Smith tells my mom and the others, you know, like, y'all organize this, call us if you get arrested. And my mom talks about sneaking out of my great-grandmother's house that day. And she said that my great-grandmother knew something was up because they had told them to, like, sew their phone number in their underwear, have a change, like, she sew some change. And she was like, and I had, like, a washcloth and some soap, all the things that now you wouldn't think to take with you, you know? And so they go to school, they lock themselves in the vice president's office, and 109 of them get arrested.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
So I know that history. So when I think about the school my mom got arrested at for protesting just to be able to eat on campus, the school I have 2 degrees from, paid for. And you're going to bring Kyle Rittenhouse, who many will say, oh, well, he didn't even kill black people. But his purpose when he was taken over that state line by his mother, yeah, he killed white people, but that's just because he didn't get the black folks. In my opinion, he went there because it was a Black Lives Matter, a protest about black lives in Kenosha. And, you know, it wasn't about the folks who died were white. And so people are like, why is that our fault? He went there because it was about black lives. So then, even though he's been acquitted, I mean, you can go all the way. How many times have white men been acquitted for these types of crimes?
Too many times.
You know?
And how the coffers were filled for his defense.
Right. He didn't have to pay for anything. And so then the way he's paying off his debt to these white supremacists who have like elevated him as this like symbol is now they have him touring with Turning Point USA, which is this huge white supremacist organization led by Charlie Kirk. You know, they're the ones who say there shouldn't be a Martin Luther King Day. He's the guy who said, you know, if I see a black pilot on the plane, I'm getting off. I mean, like raging racist. They're the ones funding this tour. And so all I said was not at the school where my mama was arrested for protesting, not the school where I have 2 degrees. Next thing I know, it blows up. The students had already been organizing because they knew first. And so they reached out to me. I said, look, I'm going to do for y'all what Maxine did for my mother. I'll advise you in the background. This is your campus now. So you never see me on campus. I never went on campus, but I was always in touch. I said, I got your legal support. I got your bail support. I got your post.
Okay, you said you got bail money.
No, I know how to get bail money.
I know where now.
I said I know where the bail money's at. I said we got counseling for you when it's over.
Okay.
That's what I gave to the students. But I became the face of it because I had the biggest Twitter account talking about it. And then once you clap at me, I'm gonna clap back. So then Charlie Kirk clapped at me, and then it became this like big tussle. But what I have tried to do, Representative Parkinson, who says I got to fight every fight, is continuously point back to the fact that I am supporting the Black Student Association, the University of Memphis, NAACP, the students. That's why you don't see me out there this week. Because I was around the corner. I could have got there in 5 minutes, had some real shit gone down. Literally. I was in the parking lot around the corner.
And it's a lot of black students on that campus.
we're 40% of the campus now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
It's the
Yeah.
audacity.
You of him about to be at HBCU in a minute. Keep on playing.
Yeah. And so I say all of that to say that's how I got in the middle of it. Still, then Kyle Rittenhouse ran off stage and thought he was going to go home and tweet me. So I'm still in the middle of it.
Right. Did he tweet you?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. He said, because I said, I recapped and was like the coward he is, he ran off stage.
Would you sleep again?
No, this time I was wide
Okay,
awake.
I
It was
was
like 8
making
p.m. But
Right.
but he responds, I didn't even know he had tweeted me back until Newsweek wrote an article and says Kyle Rittenhouse tweets Tennessee-based civil rights activist Tami Sawyer. I said, when he tweet me? And I'm reading the article and he says, Tami, how come you were too much of a coward to ask me a question yourself? You just got run off stage by the black kids, but you wouldn't clap at me on Twitter. And then he spelled two wrong. He wrote T-O. So I tweeted him back and said, well, first you should have been in English class while you was on campus, not talking the shit you was talking.
That's hilarious. You did grammar police command.
I absolutely did.
Get him.
Because I have 2 degrees.
Right.
He's a high school dropout.
Right.
And I don't shade no high school dropouts, but I will remind you of your place if you're going to come for me while you're being pimped around this country.
Right. Yeah.
For white supremacy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. It's honestly sad for Kyle Rittenhouse.
It is.
That
Yeah.
he's being
used.
manipulated this way.
Yeah.
It's sad for Kyle Rittenhouse that somebody put in that 16-year-old's mind at the time to go down there and take your AR-15 or whatever weapon you had and go down there and defend the Patriots or this country in some business that was none of yours.
None of yours.
You didn't even live in the same city.
Not even the same state.
Not even the same state.
That's sad.
And who dropped him off?
His mother.
Over his mother. Dropped him off into that war zone, and I won't say war zone, into that protest.
Yep.
Right. And with the weapon though. Now, what does that say? What does that say about parenting?
Well, it's funny because, as you know, the state of Tennessee right now did they pass it or they're trying to pass where parents can be liable for their children's crimes, right?
Yeah.
And you remember the white kid who shot up the other white kids, they just charged his parents.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But Kyle Rittenhouse and his mom are treated like American heroes.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, so which is it?
Yeah. Well,
know?
it's only for the black parents.
Yeah. And it's not even for the black parents to keep us safe, like that law. Now, if Antonio was talking about, I want to make sure that parents are responsible for their kids' crimes, I'd be willing to engage in that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Because I know he's going to have nuance. Your kid get arrested 5 times. We got to have a conversation before the court, right?
Yeah.
But what's happening is further incrimination of parents who, if I'm at work all day and you out, and, you telling me you were home last night, I'm trying to make sure we got rent paid and lights paid.
Right.
You get in trouble one time and we both got to go to jail.
Yeah.
I got more kids at home than what happens to the other kids at home. They go to DCPS. Now, I don't know the depths of all of it. I don't know if it's a fine. I don't know if it's jail time. But however it is, it further destabilizes black families.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not meant to curb crime. I mean, it's just like in Baltimore. They're building the largest public building ever built. The most expensive public building ever built just got approved in Maryland. $100 million for a brand new juvenile jail. Not a school.
Yeah.
Not a museum. Not a park.
And it costs about, if I'm not mistaken, about $200,000 a year to house juveniles.
Yes, I said that before.
Think
$200,000.
about what you could do for that same child for $200,000 a year. No, think about what you could do for that same child for $100,000.
I was about to say you could basketball camp.
Right.
For $2,000 a year.
Or helping to solve his ACEs.
Right.
There you go.
For $100,000 for less than $100,000.
Improving transportation so his mom can get home from work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or his dad can get home from work.
Yeah. But you rather build a facility and house this child for $200,000 per year. So look, hey, you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We're gonna be right back because I gotta ask Tami Sawyer about the Confederate statues and if black men had her back when she was dealing with that situation. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Grab a backwood and roll up. Grab your cup and let pour up. They didn't want us round it first, but now they act like they know what. Hate, but they show love, yeah, we show out when we show up. I don't even do the liquor, that shit might make me throw up. But we turned up, this the after party. Shit grabbing on my body. White girl got a bottle in the club, and that going all it. Turned up in a wreck the party. We just brought out everybody. No, we got our have some fun. We at the after party.
I'm CJ Davis, Memphis Chief of Police, and you are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. We got Tami Sawyer in the building, y'all. Give it up for Tami Sawyer in the building. She's drinking Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, DJ Kojak in the building. I'm sorry, DJ Kojak. Angelica Woods in the building. Y'all give it up for
Yes.
it's the Mountain Dew, y'all. Yeah, DJ Kojak in the building. Give it up for DJ Kojak. DJ Kojak, hit the horns for us one time.
It's so loud.
It is. Thank you. Look,
About to start jerking in here.
They're right. There you go. She
Oh,
gets
my
it
God.
now, Angelica. Yeah. So look, Tami Sawyer. Tami Sawyer. First of all, I truly appreciate you being here. Number one.
It was hard
Yeah, but you made it happen. Yeah, you made it happen. You know,
because I was harassed.
Yep, there would have been blood. There would have been blood.
He got a little stalker in.
What was the last text before I agreed to come? Calendar woman, and I was like,
That's called being honcho.
Yeah, explain honcho to Tami because we have our own language here. We actually got a glossary coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, so explain honcho, please,
Let
Angelica.
me make sure I get it right. It's when he tells you to do something, the exact same thing that you're doing.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that you're about to do, but he has to say it.
Got you. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he does. You can say the same exact thing.
Real
Like,
alpha male type
Yeah.
shit.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
He really think he that's what he think.
Tami's been around me for a long time, y'all.
Uh-oh.
She knows me.
Too long.
Rico, you good back there, Rico? Look, Tami's been around me for a long time, right? And you know, I keep on saying I'm extremely proud of you. I really mean it. And I want to say it over and over as much because I want people to understand it, y'all. And it's so funny, not funny, but it's interesting that a lot of people really did not know who you really were, you know, up until we were all together for, you know, our wonderful friend and your relative, Janet Hook's, you know, homegoing service, right? And everybody, people coming up to me, right? And they like, man, your baby mama, you know.
That's not the person.
Got a lot of baby mamas in this city.
Please call it out.
Don't let him
Please
stand.
call it out.
Hey, if my baby
Rank
mama is
'em.
around, you mind
Rank
your
'em.
business. Just
Where I
mind your
fall.
business. Keep on going, you know, because we had my other baby mama on the show last week. You know, Gail Carson, Rico,
He's cross generational with it, and that's my auntie Gail. Like, but
And then, you know, I can't wait till Holly Mitchell comes to town, right? So I can get my
he
baby
tried to
mama
take
home.
me and Holly out
Well,
together
I did,
in LA.
I did. I took
He
him
was
out.
in LA for Uncle Phil, where he was talking about being an eligible bachelor, and then gonna call me talking about come pick me up,
And she did.
and got mad because I made a U-turn on Sunset. He was like, "We in LA." They say, "Why you still driving like we in
She's
Memphis?"
Memphis driving in LA. You
can do that.
But this goes
I was
to show
late picking
you,
you up there too.
right? This goes to show you, it don't matter where you are, right? Right? Her ass is in LA. I'm coming back home to LA.
Black truck
And look,
just-
hey, where you at? Right? Look.
He had a fool with you
Right,
up in LA
and look,
traffic.
but
You
look,
should've
we
been on
had
your
a
own.
good time that night too, just hanging out, just having good.
Him and
good
two of his
conversation.
baby mamas. We
Right.
did. We had a.
Yeah,
Didn't they put
yeah,
us out?
yeah,
Good
yeah.
time to go. They
Yeah,
was
I
trying
think,
to
did we close the door?
Yeah, we
Place?
closed there.
Yeah, shout out to baby mama Holly Mitchell. you
That's
know.
my
Right.
sis.
Right.
My sister wife.
Yeah. I mean, just absolutely.
Okay, you do know he gonna clip that part.
I know. That's
This
know.
for wives.
promo.
You know,
Promo.
No, that's gonna be a
Like, you
clip.
know.
Right.
I just
You
lost
already
my
know.
political career.
Never.
Yeah, but they don't know you, and well, they didn't, and it's so interesting to see people have such an appreciation for you because they were able to see Tami Sawyer, not the fighter, not the politician, or now I don't want to call you a politician, the servant, and not the civic person, but Tamara. But that says a lot though, because
That's my
did
first
you
name.
hear? But did you get it too from people? You know, when they were able to see the real, you know, the inside of it.
Absolutely. I think it was between my mother dying in 2022, me finishing office, and when my mom passed, I just was like, F everything, right?
Yeah,
And I went to LA.
Right.
And
Great place to go. though.
great place to, if you can grieve and travel, it is a privilege. I'm not even gonna act like it's not, because he knows I was on every LA rooftop for 6 months recovering from my mama's death. But I think between that and my social media changed from like
Say it.
fighting.
Right.
People thought I was angry, fighting, et cetera, to like, I was just posting margaritas, arguing about candy corn, and sitting courtside with my cat.
She loves candy corn. Y'all.
Hate it.
She is the biggest fan of candy
Hate
corn.
it. Anybody who follows me knows, starting September 1st through November 1st, I'm in a candy corn war, and I am anti-candy corn.
And I love candy corn.
It was nasty.
Kojak, you
Thank
like
you.
candy corn, Kojak?
The original.
Yeah.
They got these fake candy corns out there.
The original is
I'll
the
take it.
worst.
That's disgusting.
That's
you
the
could
one,
taste-
man. Look
you
like
could
a
taste each-
parking cone.
It's like old people
Yeah.
candy, like them
Oh, I
caramel
love.
things.
Oh, like them hard ones that get stuck in your grandmother's bowl.
Rico, yeah.
Rico, you like candy corn?
Yeah.
Me too.
You
Michelle.
see, like, I'll eat Mrs. Butterworth's, not Mrs. What is it? Miss Werther's Original.
That's
original?
bougie candy. That means you
we
have
got
a
right
ride.
You lost me, Tam.
You
Y'all
have a ride.
My great grandmother, I used to get that out the candy jar.
But
That's that
everybody's
Usher-
great
that's that
grandmother
Usher
had the
candy.
hard. Everybody's great grandmother had that hard candy with the stripes on it.
Oh, I hated
in the bowl,
those.
and it was all one piece of candy
It
in the
was.
bowl.
You had to
was
break it
stuck
off.
to- Yeah.
She did have that too. And I would skip that and get the Werther's Originals. I mean, I'm not going to argue about my bouginess.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
However,
He Virgos, huh?
the point is that people started to see, like, I'm silly, I'm fun, like, I'm a real person. You know, I'm not just like, I always, like, Martin Luther King. I don't think I'm Martin Luther King, but, you know, most people know, like, the black and white coloring book. Remember when we was kids, you had to color Martin Luther King?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, what am I
Right.
supposed to color?
The white
He
kids
got a
didn't have
white
to color.
shirt and a black tie
Right.
and a brown face. I can only use 3 colors on Martin Luther King. I used to be mad, like, dang, like,
Have
I
you
got
ever
3
thought about
colors.
that? I ain't never in my life
That
had
is-
thought
I
about
never
that.
thought
No,
about it.
I never
Show you the
have.
mind of Tami Sawyer.
all.
Right now.
Yeah.
I ain't even
At
thought
all.
about that.
When
Damn,
you
candy
get-
corn.
Now that she
If
bring
you-
it up, I'm like,
Right. You're right.
If
Right.
you get a Martin Luther King coloring page, ask me, tell me what 3 colors you're gonna use.
That's it.
Black, white, and brown. That's the I love. I will quote Martin Luther King all day. The deep
Right.
cuts.
Right.
But you put a Martin Luther King coloring page in front of me and be like, never again.
Man, I ain't even thought about that.
Ever.
However, that's the Martin Luther King most people know. I call
Right.
it coloring book Martin Luther King. They
Right.
don't know his deep cuts.
Yeah. His
Oh, I'm a Taurus.
Yeah.
I'm a Taurus.
Tam, we about to go.
Lord.
I'm a Taurus sun. I'm an Aries rising, and I'm a Gemini moon.
That's
Hold
why
on
you fit so
now.
well with
Okay,
cancer.
now you don't love. You
I'm
don't love. You don't
Cancer,
love
and my
me.
name
Okay,
is
now when is
Touche.
your birthday? 'Cause I don't know.
And I'm an April Taurus.
Okay,
My
you
mama was a
borderline.
May Taurus, so I'm a little bit more sensitive. I'm a sensitive Taurus. I'm sensitive about my shit.
All right then.
But you're loyal.
All right then. You know,
Are you like loyal to a default? It makes you sick.
No,
I am.
so I'm loyal to.
That's me. Oh,
This is my thing. I am loyal if I love you. Otherwise, I could take you or leave you. But if I
Gotcha.
care, like this fool right here, I hate that I answer his phone calls.
I know.
Shit.
Yeah, but that's that loyalty though.
Yeah.
See though.
A lot of people get voicemail.
Yeah.
But when I'm
You
when I'm
fool-
loyal,
yeah,
you gotta do
fool,
you gotta
yeah.
do a lot for me to like
To let go.
yeah.
Yeah. That's ooh. It's
Yeah.
bittersweet. It's like a blessing curse.
But
Ooh,
you know
it's
what
bad.
though? But you know what though?
It's
I
bad.
have
I know.
proven. I have proven
He's
myself
proven
to
nothing.
this woman.
He has
because-
proven nothing.
because-
You still owe me a check.
Hold on.
and guess what? And guess what? You can get it.
How many years was that, y'all?
That was 250 of them. It was 250 of them. 250 of them. Look. And you can get it. Right. But look, and it's a perfect segue because, you know, Tammy was being threatened by some nasty, trash ass
remember that.
motherfuckers.
You should see my Twitter right now.
Right. And so and here's what's interesting. So I called Tammy. I said, Tammy, what's up? What's happening? You know, what we doing? Right.
we
I
need to
said,
do? Uh-oh.
I said, who is helping you? Right. She said, nobody. Right. And I said, and
Big
I
her
said,
face. Uh-oh.
and I said, ain't no dudes came and said nothing about this dude over here that's
My
walking
daddy.
around inside the gate or whatever he's doing and threatening you. Ain't nobody said nothing. So you telling me this the son of a Confederate or AKA KKK.
That's that tequila. He about to get bucking here. Okay, I'm about to
y'all about to get this real shit.
Sponsored by Disbelief. Sponsored by Disbelief Tequila.
So no, but it ain't even my issue is not even with the white dude. My issue is with the black dudes that did not step up and come to support and back and provide protection.
Yes.
For our sisters. And I always say,
Don't say it.
you know, black men, we got one job, one job only.
One job
Let me look
only.
into this camera.
Oh,
And that's
zoom
to
in. Can we
protect
zoom
the
in,
women and
producer?
children. And I felt like she was not protected
God.
by the tribe. And that irritated the shit out of
It's
me.
still irritating.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
So I'll just say this. Quick shout out to Disbelief Tequila's sponsoring Antonio Parkinson's monologue today.
You are.
Man.
It's okay.
But we had this conversation before, so and we've had it since.
Yeah.
And it goes back to your last question about like what people thought of me, right?
Right.
So when there's a couple things. I'm gonna go a little deep.
Dig in there. We get in the weeds, y'all.
The first thing was this like idea of an independent woman, right? So people thought because I was in the forefront of a lot of like social justice and civil rights work that I was also like, I don't need no man or F men, right? Now, there's a lot of black women in like civil rights work today and a lot of like queer black women, right? So people would lump everybody together. I'm a softie at heart. I'm a daddy's girl. I grew up watching my dad love my mother all the way till the day she died. You know, so I am the type of woman where I'm like, that's what I want, right?
She sound like me.
Please stop. Like you have those chops. So
Throw shade. Look, just random shade.
A little bit sentiment.
he over here like, he over here like,
I'm over here co-signing.
he over here like, I feel that because
Right, come on.
that's me anyway.
I'm over here co-signing, and she cuts me.
But also, most of my public persona was so serious, right? And I would go toe for toe with you. I mean, his story is also Pastor Keith Norman's story. He said, the first time I ever called Tami Sawyer at my mother's funeral, he said, the first time I ever met Tami Sawyer, I thought I was going to call her, give this young girl 5 minutes of my advice. He said, next thing I know, I'm on the highway. I talked to her the whole way from Atlanta to Memphis, and she didn't let me get about 10 words in before she told me everything that was wrong with my generation, how they hadn't prepared her generation. And he said, and I hung up the phone, and I said, what was that? At my mama's funeral, he tells this story, right? Everybody's cracking up. I was raised to be very outspoken and speak my mind. That does not mean I don't have a soft spot, right?
Exactly.
And so what I think people misconstrued was my outward persona. So then the first time I saw a majority of black men, you know, I always had my squad, Keedron, Earl Fisher.
Shout out to Keedron.
Shout out to Keedron.
Shout out to Keedron.
Oh, no.
We got to get him on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it up for him. We got to give it up for Keedron.
You might not have.
That's
yeah.
my guy.
Keedron, last night, I told him, I said, I was really worried about my dad and being at home by myself while I was causing a ruckus with the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. And he was like, you should just call me. We would have had guys ride by. You know, like he, to this day, will make sure I'm protected. And so there were people, you know, Kareem Ali, Nation of Islam. There were folks.
Shout out to Kareem Ali.
My guy.
That's my guy. Give it up for him.
My guy too.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. We
You
got to have
know,
him on the show.
So there were black
Yeah.
men, you know, but like I remember calling one of the mosques and telling them about, like I used to get threats all the time at county commission. And there was a deputy assigned to me because of the number of threats that I had. They were outside of my house for almost a month. 24/7. I mean, they were drawing pictures of me hanging from trees. I mean, we had people writing me talking about, I can't wait to see your body floating in the Mississippi. I mean, real 1960s type stuff, right? And so when people would see this hard outward persona, they didn't know what I was seeing every day in my home mailbox, because as a public official, you got to put your home mailbox on your filing. So at home, I couldn't go to Sunday dinner at my parents' house without a sheriff's escort for 4 weeks. We went to Sunday dinner. My mother was fighting cancer. Sunday dinner was not an option.
Yeah, and y'all, I mean, just think about that though. Seriously, let me pause you right there. I mean, really, just think about that. You know, just imagine in your house, Angelica or Kojak, you have to have a police escort just to go to Sunday dinner with your mom who's dealing with cancer.
Terrible.
I mean, think about that. Let that marinate.
And the driveway's full because my cousins would come, my brother and sister-in-law, my nieces, and my niece would be sitting there. She was like 7 or 8 at the time. She was like, she'd be looking out the door like,
what's going on
Right.
here?
you know. And so it was scary for them.
Yeah.
It was scary for my entire family, and so. You know, that's why I had such a hard outward shell. Like, people did not know that since the first time I opened my mouth in protest here in Memphis, I had been getting, whether it was a physical death threat or it was an attack on my body. You know, I love to share it. So I'm going to say I was 407 pounds at my highest weight. Today, I'm 258. I've lost 150 pounds.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah, we're gonna clap for that. Come on, your fine self.
and I was fine then.
You're fine then, fine now. Come on, look.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
My whole point is that I feel like black men are more protective of me now because they see soft Tammy.
Yeah.
They see funny Tammy. They see prettier in their mind's eye Tammy. You know what I mean? I'm outside. I can't deny it. Gail's like, you gotta stop posting the pictures with drinks. I said, I'm 41 years old. If they don't know I drink, what am I supposed to be doing?
Man, right.
You know?
But here, wait a minute. But
Antonio can be on any rooftop throwing parties. Nobody says nothing to him, but I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to drink.
look, that's Tami Sawyer, right? That's Tami Sawyer right there. Y'all just seen it. But here's what's interesting to me. You know, regardless of if she lost weight, regardless of if you came to the homegoing service and you saw a softer side, regardless of that, I don't give a what. You know, our job still remains our job. I don't care what version of Tammy you seen. You know, our job is to protect the women and children. If we do not, the tribe goes away.
But when you say that, the idea of what a woman is the issue. It's not just all women.
And it shouldn't be though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. So when they think of a woman that needs protecting, they didn't think of me as a woman that they needed to keep safe,
Right.
because they were like, "Well, shit, she got it."
No, but you know what though? But so.
And I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because you know, I remember when we held a press conference about this, right? And the thing for me was this. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people just disagree with her politics. And I don't give two shits about her politics when it comes to her life.
Exactly.
You know, you see, we can deal with the politics later.
Yeah.
You know, and we can have those conversations, you know, later. But at the end of the day, you're gonna let this dude from or dudes from Sons of Confederacy come into black ass Memphis
Who live in the Mississippi?
and threaten this black woman, and you ain't gonna say shit. Bro, man, y'all got your boy messed all the way up. No. But we're gonna hold this press conference. I'm gonna call all you simps, because we was talking about simps earlier.
There you go.
I'm gonna call all you simps out, right? That stood on the sideline and allowed this to happen without saying a damn thing.
Yeah.
And my issue to this day is that maybe 15 or 20% of the men who stood with Antonio still only stood with Antonio because it was him. Only, at least, only, like, he called me before the press conference. He checked on me after the press conference. Right. He knew where my house was only because we live in the same area, y'all.
And because you live next door to somebody else too. Right? And so we brought,
but he knew how to drive past and make sure I was good. Yeah. But I will say that the frustrating thing about that was the number of men who showed up when you called, but still could have cared less.
Ain't that some shit, man? That's
never checked on me after that press conference.
That's a whole show, because the division inside of our community, right? It cannot be ignored.
No,
and it's our detriment. That's the sad part about it. It's truly our detriment. And when you have, that's what I said earlier about, you know, Tami Sawyer. I'm not trying to stroke you, because I know she already arrogant, y'all. But listen,
can't nobody be more arrogant than him. But go ahead.
But listen,
she's not giving me arrogant.
You don't. But listen, real talk though. Real talk. You don't get Tami Sawyers that often in generations. You hear me. Hear me.
I got you.
You don't get these types that often, right? And so when we get these types, when we get the Medgar Evers, when we get, those soldiers that come through that God has told, I didn't put you here to operate in fear. And they operate in that courage, that godly courage and that purpose, right? Well, you don't get them that often. And so we have to do everything within our power to make sure we protect those individuals. Exactly. The reasons why we lost the Medgar Everses and the other individuals because they were not protected. And because our folks are too cowardly sometimes, right, to circle the wagons, and that's a plantation issue.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
But I just want to say, so this whole day has been weird. Like I've had a really, like the last 2 days I was attacked on social, like my Twitter is in shambles. Like MAGA has trolled me ridiculously, mostly like, you're fat, you're dumb, dumb shit, right? Yeah. A few like things that I had to screenshot and put in my folder for future reference, but for the most part, just dumb stuff, right? If I post it right now, like, it's me and Antonio Parkinson in a pink shirt, 50 of the, like, literally, they are following me to comment on everything I post. They be like, oh, but you can be with a black man, you racist, and so anyway, so the point is, like, I've had a really rough 48 hours because I know what I do, but that doesn't mean I'm not human, right? So it's still hard. It still hurts. People will be like, well, you're the one speaking out. I was like, that doesn't mean, I just told y'all, I worked hard to lose 150 pounds. So when people are still calling me fat, I'd be like,
no, but don't.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for likes. I'm not doing that for likes. My point is that you take all of that in, and you've got to also figure out how to reject it. So I prayed last night. I woke up this morning. The whole day I've been empowered. I went to Donuts with Dads. A community member asked me to come to Donuts with Dads at Caldwell Guthrie. I went to that, and I was so.
I'm just joking.
Stay focused.
Are they still ASD?
They still ASD. But I'm just
but
we mess with ASD schools. We just don't mess with the ASD.
But they are still a school in New Chicago,
right? Yeah.
My former district. And when I went in there and I saw, it was like at least almost 100 black dads, and most of them were under the age of 30. I mean, tattoos, locks. And I was like, I don't care what he got on. He's here with his kid. And when I spoke, I said, the news won't tell anyone you're here. I was like, this is the image, right? So I took a picture with all the dads. Good. Right? So people could see I did.
Were they trying to holler though?
I mean, I got,
Yeah, be careful.
But we ain't together.
But let me
Caldwell Guthrie probably isn't watching this, but I wasn't walking out of there with no numbers because I got a little.
Whatever.
Anyway, moving on. Can you let me finish my point? You're derailing the show at this point.
Guess what? It's my show. Look, that's how. See them hands. That's how you got it. Hey, Michelle, what did you say about an alpha earlier today? Man, what? Man, you can't tell me what you do.
So my point was, here's very succinctly, here's my point. So I've had a wild day, and you're going to appreciate it. I've been waiting to tell you this. So went from that to running to Derek Johnson, who was like, hey, I saw what's been happening. Derek Johnson, president of NAACP National, and he saw what had happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. I said, by the way, can you record a message to the University of Memphis NAACP that recorded that playing the protest? Got him to do that, et cetera, et cetera. Go to the gas station on the way here to get the Red Bull that Antonio has stolen from me. Who do I run into?
Who do you run into?
The first person I ever ran against. John D. Berry.
Really?
That man pulled me.
John D. Berry.
Pulled me in a bear hug. He didn't recognize me at first. I said, Mr. D. Berry, Tami Sawyer. And he said, oh my God, pulls me in this big bear hug, pours into me. The first person, I lost him by 700. I almost beat John D. Berry by 700 votes.
Who was a legend in the
He is.
Tennessee legislature.
And my dad has always said, don't forget your Uncle Ben was a Republican. So, like, you have to understand.
Wait. Sorry. You can't walk past that. Your Uncle Ben who?
Hooks.
Right.
Yeah. And so, like, my father has always said that because, you know, even though that's my dad's wife's ex-husband,
Right.
Ben was great to my dad and to me.
Yeah.
Wrote my college
She got
recommendations,
a
all that.
pedigree, y'all. She got a pedigree.
The point of the matter is, he is always, when me and John D. Berry was going at it, he said, old black men are conservative.
Yeah.
It does not mean they don't care about us. It was my dad who.
But black people are conservative.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, he always uses Ben as an example when I get too hot-headed, right? And so John pulls me into this. John pulls me into this bear hug today on my way here, and he's like, when you come to Nashville, give me a call. I got you. I would love to sit down and talk to you. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on your office. This is the man I almost beat.
Right. Yeah.
He was a 26, 28-year veteran the first time when I ran against him in 2016. You know, he didn't know me from an Adam's apple.
Yeah.
And he like literally pulled me in a bear hug in the gas station. Said, I got 4 Red Bulls in my hand because I knew I was coming here.
He made our Red Bulls hot.
Sponsored by those Believe Tequila. But he was like, and then I walk in here and you bring up Medgar Evers, and I was talking to one of like my OG civil rights folks, and I was like, I never want to elevate myself, but last night I did not come home for 2 hours because all I could think about was Medgar Evers never made it from the car to the door. And when Medgar Evers got killed, in the worldview, all he was an organizer and the president of the Jackson chapter of the NAACP. Think about that, right? The Jackson chapter, the Jackson, Mississippi chapter of the NAACP. So he goes from the Jackson chapter president of the NAACP to a national global icon because they killed him in his driveway.
Yeah. Wow. And he had a whole life.
He had a whole life.
What he laughed about. What was important to him, his family, right? His personality.
And so all I could think about is you don't have to be globally famous. I'm not Barack Obama. I'm not Maxine Waters, But in Memphis, there might be someone angry enough to not let me make it through to the door. And that's all so when you keep talking about like the Medgar Evers and things, I'm like, God, I just got done talking about Medgar Evers. So that was my whole point.
Yeah. Wow. But give it up for Tami Sawyer.
Nobody knows what time it is because touche.
Because of the sponsors.
He'll go 2 hours. He'll overtime. Parkinson, keep going.
That's probably important. But you know what, y'all?
This might be the extended cut.
So listen. I'm being honcho by these women in here, these Tauruses in here. But look, you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back. We're going to talk to Tami Sawyer about what she's running for and what's next for her. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back.
Guessing to find you.
Hey, this is Memphis Mayor Paul Young, and you are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Hey, this is Tami Sawyer and listening to the Antonio Parkinson Project, and he's a hater. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. This is Tami Sawyer, true Taurus. I have taken over this show. So now we're going to interview Antonio. How many boos you got?
I told everybody thinks he's a whore. I tell him all the time. He's a big whore.
You know what? That's interesting though that you say that seriously.
They do.
Because if I was really who people say I am, I'd be a bad mother in this mother. For real.
But so are you like a kind of bad mother?
I'm an introvert.
So what's it like?
No,
where?
Truly. I'm truly introverted. You know what? Look, no.
The Taurus is that.
This is Cancer.
The
Y'all look it up. Nichelle, you the research person. Pull up Cancers. We are truly introverted, right? And when let me tell you something. When COVID hit, me and Kirsten, they was like, okay, everybody inside. Me and Kirsten was like, slow clap. We were already there.
So what you're doing right now, Tami Sawyer, host of the Antonio Parkinson Project. So, what you're doing right now is deflecting.
No, I'm not.
Who cares if you introverts are hoes too?
Oh, Lord, I don't know no
hoes in the house. Yeah, they Whitehouse.
Hey,
Kojak. Come
well,
to my aid.
I don't feel like going there. I
Kojak,
don't
come
feel
on,
like you.
Kojak.
So you a Netflix and chill type N word.
Tami Sawyer
Yeah.
coming here and honcho the
Honcho.
whole damn
Honcho the
show.
honcho.
Listen,
Right. Yeah.
Kojak
You know,
ain't
Late and in charge.
but you know, real talk though. I had
So
I dated
Antonio
the
call
Taurus.
you and be like, "What up, boo? I ain't trying to go out tonight. You know, you want to come watch this movie? They got 3 bodies. It's on Netflix right now. It's got 8 episodes. We can watch them all tonight. You come on through."
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Ask her why she's able to share that information.
I have no idea. I heard it on TikTok.
hold on now. This is gonna be Parkinson after hours in a second.
Well, look, this Felipe.
She's like, "I'm not playing with y'all. I gotta go home to my kids."
See that bottle?
No
You
longer
see that bottle?
Antonio Parkinson
That ain't got
Project.
nothing.
It was
This was
full.
full.
The camera here. I'm not.
Can
drinking
y'all
no
make
this
sure-
week. I'm full with you.
No one tag me in this episode, please.
Angelica, you know, y'all know she's Polly Pierhart.
Yes, thank
she is
you.
drinking. She's drinking Mountain Dew.
I'm not drinking that. This y'all.
I'm
Tequila,
drinking Red Bull.
Tequila puts
Right.
me in a bad
Right.
place.
I'm
and
drinking
not
agua.
And
He is.
It's not even open.
Right?
What are you drinking, Kojak?
I'm drinking Sprite.
Right.
You got the
Right.
bootleg.
That's,
Kojak ain't even
lime
centered on
soda.
this shot. You
Hold
can
on,
tell
put
he
that
been on
up,
this one.
Kojak. Put it
That's
back
not
up,
even
Kojak.
Sprite. That's lemon lime.
Right,
You on the
easy
bud
now.
over
That's
here.
Sprite in here.
Put it back up. We need.
I know you have
we need
arrived
sponsors.
now.
We don't even got real Sprite. We got lemon drop.
Oh no,
lemon.
no, I'm good. I'm
What
good.
is, what's
Oh,
lemon drop lemon?
Oh, you want some?
Tammy,
Mountain
let
Dew?
me find out.
Yep.
Okay.
You got lemon drop. What's it called? Lemon drop lime
Easy
soda.
now. Look, Angelica, just because you have arrived and you live in the burbs now in
Who live in
Scenic
the
Hills,
bird? Boy, please.
right? And so
Hills.
so
Scenic
now
Hill in the
so
burbs.
now so now you got something against lemon lime.
I
and-
never
and-
drunk
and
that
Big
pop
K.
like that.
And Big K
I never had those pops.
I used to have it at summer camp.
I never had those pops.
at summer camp.
You're
No.
a hater.
No, I haven't
Vacation
had
Bible
those.
school.
right.
I
Right.
never had those.
So look, Tamara Sawyer.
Antonio Parkinson.
So we have
Somebody
to,
asked us a question. I think it was about the sweat. Why
That's
is the
what I'm
only
doing.
person sweating? You are you
The
hot?
only person drinking that tequila.
Exactly. Are you hot?
Angelica, how
Parkinson.
I just-
You're gonna
I'm
milk,
sorry.
You're gonna milk in like 2
I'm still the
seconds.
host of this segment, so
Oh,
I
I'm
just
sorry.
wanted.
to this segment.
I was bringing an
But we need to talk
audience
about- We
question.
need to talk about general
Toya
sessions
for
court
real
clerk.
wants to know why you're the only person sweating.
Because I'm the only one that got this light on me. Everybody else don't share the light.
Are you
First
kidding
of all,
me?
Tamara, you're light
hog-
skinned.
you hog-
Skinned.
I'm the same
hogging the
complexion
light.
as
You are
you.
absolutely not the same complexion as me.
Now,
Don't look
now,
away.
Tammy, I was with you, but you are now. I ain't with that one now. No, you light and bright. Parkinson ain't no light and bright. Look.
Right. How light
I'm a
skinned women do that.
strong
do that in
brown.
Parkinson
He said she
Project.
just
Right.
like my
yeah,
husband.
like Gary Carson.
Sierra and Beyonce are light. I'm medium tone.
Tamara, you got
No, Tammy,
freckles.
like,
That is a melanin deficiency.
That is a great attribute.
I love my
I
freckles.
love your
So
freckles.
that, don't call it a
These are
deficiency.
dark freckles on medium brown skin.
Yeah, and it's we like the freckles. Men like to look at Kojak. We like freckles.
Look at
Look, Kojak over there trying to
Look away.
minimize and shit. Kojak scratch it
Anyway.
up 4 times because Kojak,
All right.
you're Kojaking us.
I'm
right
losing control of my segment.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Did you hear that shit? Let's bring it back.
Bring
She
him
done
back.
ADD
Bring him
the
back.
shit out of us. Right. Let's bring it back. So let's educate black folks.
Let's.
Right.
My
You're not
favorite.
running for Wanda Halbert's position, Shelby County Court Clerk.
No.
You are running for General Sessions Court Clerk, which is
First, let me say that somebody came on my Instagram who shall remain nameless, but as a whole food, do not vote for her for Senate. P. Moses. And she came.
Oh, God. Oh Lord! Now you know that's a clip, and
That's gonna be up tomorrow.
Oh my God!
That's
You
gonna
know
It might
we
be
might-
up tonight.
Oh.
He'll be like, cut it.
Right. You don't know. Okay.
Oh God! Well,
she
our
counts
numbers are going up. Our numbers are going up.
Oh Lord.
Like the big gun now.
She's running for what?
She's running as an independent for Senate.
Okay.
Moving on. But she comes on my Instagram.
Well, she got that plug, didn't she?
She did.
She did. She can thank
Why
you
is
later.
your phone on your turntable?
You know
That's
what?
how I scratch.
Come back
right.
to us. Come back to us. Where's the Adderall?
I told you, next time let me know. I'm passing 20 milligrams on her. I am not a drug dealer. That is a
Come on
legal
now.
prescription. All right. You got to go because she's got to go home. She's got kids.
Thank you.
I got to go to Inkwell. Antonio's got somebody.
I might pull up at Inkwell tonight.
Antonio's got to go watch Netflix and chill. There's
Right.
Because he's an introvert. Because he's an introvert.
I wish you would.
No, don't do that. We ain't gonna do that because we love our people. Let's go.
I mean,
What we got?
you know I'm bougie. I can't fight.
Right,
So when
right.
I say I wish you would, I really, please don't. Anyway, so P. Moses was like, oh, you're nothing but a grifter. How dare you take a position from another black woman? Because she thought that I had run against Wanda and beat her. Wanda Halbert
my
is the
goodness.
county clerk. I can never say those words. Wanda Halbert, sponsored by Disbelief Tequila.
That you guys, that's sad.
Wanda Halbert is the county clerk.
Oh my God.
And she
is the
does
county
the tickets. So, like, if you need to get your license renewed,
Right.
if you need to get married, your tags, lipstick.
Right.
We know.
Thank you.
We know.
What's up? Thank you. Any of that.
Under your
I
eye.
for the life of me don't know how you
That's
can do that.
that's that disbelief.
How do
Now
you
get that
even do that?
disbelief on because you got it
How
underneath
do you
your
even
eye.
do that? How do you even do
Is this
that?
gonna be cut? Oh, this
Yeah.
is
No,
Your
it's
lips
fine.
don't
It don't
even- your
matter.
lips don't
Your
even
lips-
reach that high.
No, your lips good. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
how
It's
do
just
you
under
even
your
do
eye.
that? How does that even happen?
Yeah, it's not. your
because
lips are
I
good.
use Fenty. My lips are sponsored by Rihanna, and it's a very
can we
strong
please?
Hey,
pigment.
Rihanna needs to write that check while you're over there plugging her
It's
shit.
it's a very strong pigment,
I
and
love
so it
Rihanna.
spreads.
So it's what?
Anyway, thank you. So, Wanda Halbert, anything related to your cars, getting married, things like
Right.
that, that's Wanda Halbert's position. No comment on Wanda Halbert and her position. I am running for General Sessions Court Clerk, which was formerly held by Councilman Joe Brown, not Judge Joe Brown, who called me a man-hating liberal just last week. But we'll talk about that.
Everybody
Hold
getting a
on.
shout out. Judge Joe Brown. That's Judge Joe Brown, right?
Judge Joe Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody getting a shout out on the show.
Who I'm not running against, but he had words for me. But current clerk Joe Brown, I beat last 2 weeks ago by 2,000 votes. Thank you, voters. I think this is when the. Oh yeah, I heard the applause. The spins and the applause came in. Thank you. The spins and the applause. Oh, okay, I heard all that. Right.
She doing the editing now.
Spins and applause. No, but the General Sessions Court clerk is over 250 employees and 13 courts, and that's civil and criminal.
Wait a minute, go back. Say that again, because don't walk past that.
Yeah.
It's what now?
The General Sessions Court clerk oversees operations for 13 courts.
13
Civil
courts.
and criminal.
That's big.
So all of your civil, so orders of protection with domestic violence come through those courts. Evictions come through those courts. And if you're on the criminal side, anything that is not related to homicide or murder or property crimes below $50,000. So we have 7 criminal courts, 6 civil courts. And what the clerk does is employs 250 people.
Damn, that's big, man.
Huge.
250 people.
It's the largest court system. The Shelby County General Sessions Court system is the largest court system in Tennessee.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So up until now, Councilman Joe Brown, former Councilman Joe Brown, former clerk Joe Brown was the clerk, who we beat 2 weeks ago by 2,000 votes.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all heard that. 2,000 votes.
Right.
But he and his CAO, Mike Williams, former president of the Memphis Police Association, with no administrative experience, but they ran.
They said they ain't playing in here.
I think I heard the pew pews.
Right.
It's international.
Now you're gonna force me to have these people on the show, man. Come on, you force it. Come on now.
Drop bombs to that.
I see. Kodak dropped me. I know you heard it. Right.
So no, but honestly, for the voters, what's important about this is one of the most important thing for Black people to understand is one, this office oversees expungements. So if you served your time and you want to get a felony off your record, that keeps you from getting jobs, that keeps you from getting parental rights, that keeps you from being able to vote. That office is responsible for increasing and processing expungement.
That's big.
In the last 4 years, they've done approximately 100 a year with an operation of 250 people.
So what are you saying?
I know what she's saying. I know what she's saying.
What are you saying with that? No, I need it in
I know what
plain
she's saying.
English.
Things
What
gonna
you saying?
change. Hopefully.
You could have done more.
What they doing?
Okay.
100?
It's not a lot. And part of that is community partnerships. Because when I ran, a lot of people did not know what the hell this office was.
Right.
I didn't know that.
That's
Until you
what, but
said
that's
that.
why.
And cool
That's why.
enough.
Thank you, Nichelle. That's why
So,
you're on Antonio
yeah,
Parkinson.
I'm coming.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
But you know, should I win in August and be sworn in September, we're coming in with a community engagement team that automatically is going out to each part of Shelby County, north, east, and south, to ensure that people, one, know what this office is. It's
awesome.
$8 million budget a year. There's no reason that people should be unaware of what we do and how we do it. Right now, it can take up to 90 days to get an order of protection. Whether you're male or female, if you need an order of protection, 90 days is too long to keep you safe.
That's
Man, I
life
hope
and
people are
death.
watching
That's
this
life
segment,
and
man.
death, literally.
And I hope people are watching this
That's
segment.
big. That's
Seriously.
big.
90
And as
Say,
a
say that one more time
Clip
because
that.
that's violent, but we can't walk past that. Yeah, 90 days.
90 days.
90 days.
Right now, it
What
can
could
take
happen in
up to 90
days?
days for you to get an order of protection, regardless of your gender. If you file an order of protection, 90 days is too long to keep you safe. Because by the time someone files for an order of protection too often, it's at the last minute. Another 90 days can be the difference between life and death for anybody.
Wow.
Definitely.
And so that was one of the statistics that fueled my run. As a woman who's dated, you know, continues to date. Honchos.
Have you dated a crazy person?
Honcho, honcho.
She honcho and no. Did she date herself? Right.
No, but seriously, jokes aside, I think that that's one of the biggest things. The other thing is Shelby County is rapidly growing in the number of people who do not speak English as a first language. So people who are in the courts, whether it's civil or criminal, are getting their cases pushed back, their case dates pushed back because the judges and attorneys can't find someone to translate for the non-English speaking client. And it's not just Spanish. So we have thought that Spanish is the fastest growing languages outside of Spanish in Shelby County are Arabic, Russian, and Wolof.
Russian.
What
the hell is Wolof?
French African.
Oh, really?
Those are three. Well, Swahili. So really, if you group it, it's Spanish, it is Middle Eastern and Russian, and it is West African languages.
Like French and Swahili.
And so we don't have enough French translators. We don't have enough Middle Eastern translators, and we.
I'm gonna get my
And
sister-in-law
so-
to come up here.
But the clerk,
All the people in Louisiana. Shout out to all the people in Louisiana. Pull up.
if
We
a
got
clerk
jobs
if
for
a
you.
clerk is aware of this, a clerk can employ those people. And so these are the things that are priorities to me day one.
Okay. Oh, y'all give it up for that. Yeah.
Hey, I learned a lot. I didn't know none of that.
Yeah.
A lot of knowledge for you right there.
Yeah. But that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people will try to make this about race. They'll say Tami Sawyer's a racist. She's always fighting about civil rights. How can she, support all of the county as a Democrat? And let's be clear, when I talk about race, I am not advocating for one race to be better than the other. I'm advocating for equality. So if what I say about rights of Black people offends you, I'd ask you to take a look and ask yourself if what I'm saying is about getting people on the same playing field as you, and if that makes you nervous.
But the real story is not about so much about race. Race is important, or not, but it's about class and caste.
Exactly.
Right? And so the same thing that Black folks are going through is the same thing that poor white folks are going
And
through.
the moment they realize it, the moment they realize that Donald Trump don't care about poor white people.
Right. Yeah. The moment they realize, I always tell people this, you know, if you look at people from wealth, and let me send a plug for this book.
Oh, here
White
we go.
Trash, 400 Years of Classism in America.
Yep.
Please read it. It's
Yep.
an incredible read. It's my favorite, the best book I've ever read. Right? And they take you from literally from colonial days to Obama. And the politics within, right? But if you think of, yeah, we got that because we catch everything on the mics. But she's drinking Mountain Dew, y'all. But if you really think about it, you'll never ever find a person from wealth. And I'm talking about true wealth. I'm not talking about somebody make $200,000-$300,000. Talking about wealth. You'll never ever see a white person from wealth riding around with a rebel flag on the back of his truck. Right, and you'll never ever see a black person from true wealth running around hollering Black Lives Matters, because at that level, their job is to keep you divided, right? So you got poor people that's clashing against poor people.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
And here's the second reference that I will give you. Please watch, if you have never watched, it's my favorite movie of all times, and I say this all the time, Gangs of New York.
Yes.
If you ever get a chance, and you're going to watch it more than once, because the first time you watch it, you're going to watch it for the love story. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz, the love story, you know, the love that couldn't happen, right? But then watch it again for the political story. And I never forget this. This is a scene that everybody always misses in that movie. Tammany was running for governor, I think, or Senate for New York. Tammany Hall fame, right? And they were having a backroom meeting, and I think the then governor of New York at the time, I forgot what his name was. And keep in mind, this setting is Lincoln era, but pre-Civil War in New York. So Gangs of New York is not about Crips Bloods; it's about immigrants and freed slaves and Protestants and Catholics, right? And so that governor or whatever he was, whatever his position was, they were in there shooting pool, and he said this thing, and I was like, damn. He said, the thing about the poor, you can always hire one side to kill the other side. And this was shot by Martin Scorsese in 2003. And then you factor in the George Floyd situations and all of the stuff that has happened before. This is 24 now, for 21 years between when he shot the movie, which was a Lincoln era movie, up until now. And ain't nothing changed.
So it's interesting. One of the biggest responses to Black Lives Matter has been less black people get killed by the police than white people. And we'll be like, that's okay.
Right.
And if you looked at the class of the white people who are getting killed by the police is the same usually as the class of the black people. I pulled this quote up, which is exactly what you say. So if you look at when Democrats started to Republicans became Republicans and Democrats became Democrats. So Lyndon B. Johnson, who everybody thinks is great because he signed the Civil Rights Act, but he was forced to. He was raging racist, hated Martin Luther King. He was the one who had him tracked by the CIA and FBI. So he says, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. He'll give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you.
Right. And vital, because and it's not, killer part is that quote is not anything new for even for Johnson's time, because when you go back and you trace it all the way back, you know, during indentured servitude, right? The reason how this came about was because black folks, white folks, all were uprising on these plantations.
Exactly.
Because they were not being freed of their servitude. And then the white folks, in order to stop the uprisings, they came up with this plan. This plan was to empower the white indentured servants to snitch when there was an uprising about to happen. This was happening up and down all of the colonies, right? And when so what they said was, if you tell us when an uprising is about to happen, then we will grant you land. If you get land, you can vote, right? And we will relieve you of your servitude.
And you can get wealthy.
And you can get. They weren't getting wealthy, but
I know, but that's what they thought.
They promised them that, and immediately, all of the uprising stopped. This is during the Nat Turner era. All of the uprising stopped immediately, and that's how you created this caste system of white folks being above the black person was created, because those folks that were coming over, the Irish, the other folks that were they were being in servitude.
Two more quick things. One, so there's a great book. This is where my nerd comes out. If you read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, written in the 40s, and it is about people unionizing in the meat plants of Chicago, where literally you could fall into, like, if you were working in a meat plant, you could fall into a shredder and they still turn you into bologna. People were losing fingers, all kind of stuff. But
that's like that warehouse in Arkansas that was hosting, had all the food for Dollar General and Family Dollar. I found a blue glove in one of my packages. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So what you know how in the Bible they'll be like, David beget who beget, they'll show the litany. So what he wrote was the British came, which brought this, which brought that, which brought that. He breaks it down to like the poorest of the Europeans that came over.
That's who was sent over.
Yeah. And he's like, the Irish came and they were and every time he says the Lithuanians came and they were the N-words. Yes. But then the Irish came and the Lithuanians became white. And then, but they were never, and he writes in this beautiful prose how the only people who could never go above, no matter their economic station, because of their skin color, were the blacks. Even the Hispanics could go above. He was like, the Mexicans married the Irish, married the Lithuanians, married the Italians, and they could become white. The blacks could never become white. And then the second thing is, to your point, you still see that today.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
The farmers in Middle America, their farms are dying. The government's not buying them out, and they're being told not so much anymore that it's black people, but that it's the people at the border. So you see this whole border war. Everybody's like, we've got to protect the border. We got to protect the border. And we think that's the issue. We think the border is the reason we got $3.50 gas. We think the border is the reason that a slice of cheese is $5. But Donald Trump sold his fledgling, failing social media site for $3 billion today, y'all. It has nowhere near the same amount of followers as Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. But because it was Donald Trump's, he was able to sell it for $3 billion to pay off his legal fees today.
Yeah, he needed that money, though.
Right, he did. However, most of his followers are poor white people. The people attacking you have look around this room. The people who are coming at black folks who are saying, we demand equality, we demand equal rights, have less than us. And they're putting them on the line to fight. Kyle Rittenhouse was a poor white boy from a single mama who drove her across the street in her old ass Honda Accord. My mama had an Audi when she died. She died in 2022. She had 2021 Audi. You know?
But here's the thing to think about too. And I always ask people, I ask this whenever I speak, I ask this question. So America shifted on its axis maybe 4 times, right? And it always shifted because of money, because of capitalism. First time was the Revolutionary War. When the rich folks who were being taxed by the British, it was only the rich people being taxed. The poor people were not being taxed for the goods, the sugar, the coffee, they called it the staples. The rich folks were being taxed by the British because the poor people couldn't have access to it. But the rich folks got the poor folks to start dumping it into Boston Harbor. And then then the Revolutionary War happened. And guess who was fighting that war? The poor folks. That's the first time. Fast forward to the Civil War, right? Rich folks in the South, because there's only 6% of white males that had plantations. People think that plantations were just ripping across the South. That wasn't the case. Only 6% of white males owned plantations and owned, multiple slaves. And then that 6% in the Confederate government had staples or positions in the Confederate government and got them to change the law, right? To say that if you own 5 or less slaves, then your firstborn does not go to the war. If you own 5 or more slaves, then your second born doesn't go to the war. So who does that leave to go fight in the Confederate Army? Y'all ever watch the story of Jonesville? You should watch that. Matthew McConaughey, watch that. That's
Where
about
all his kids end up being biracial.
Right.
Because he fell in love with a black woman in Mississippi.
But that's the top story. But the subplot is he was a runaway. He deserted the Confederate Army military because he didn't believe he was a poor white person who did not feel like he needed to be fighting in the Confederate Army. And here's the other thing. Here's the interesting thing. They got because of those laws, they got the poor white folks to fight in the Confederacy to fight to keep slavery intact when it was slavery that was keeping them from getting the jobs on the plantation for $1 a day.
Absolutely. Everybody, thank you so much. We are going to have one more break, and then we'll be back to the Antonio Parkinson show, hosted by Tami Sawyer. Thank you.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Well, y'all, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Look, we can go on and on and on. I want to thank my co-host, Tami Sawyer. Tami Sawyer no, seriously, real talk. Thank Tami Sawyer for being here. Y'all make sure y'all go out and vote for her.
I love the applause.
Absolutely amazing. And I also want to thank our co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods in the building. Thank you so much, Angelica.
Taurus gang.
I learned so much. I can't wait to vote.
Yeah, she was.
I didn't know what it did. I didn't know.
Yeah, and look, and earlier she was tooting earlier. So that's another word that'd be in our glossary.
Really?
Tooting, right? That means you have an attitude.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Yeah, she was tooting earlier on the Zoom call. And shout out DJ Kojak, scratch it up for us. Right. Tammy in here scratching now. Right.
I just want to say this.
What's up, man?
Your artwork by Quinn. He usually
That's
said
my boy,
artwork persona. He did my wife's artwork too. So I love that artwork he did for you.
He's talking about Quinn McGowan. He draws me into a superhero all the time.
My guy.
And
that's my guy.
When I don't have the energy to fight white supremacists, I will go on Twitter and Quinn will sit up all night and just boom.
He gets all the way in.
Shout out to Quinn McGowan.
That's my guy.
Shout out to Quinn McGowan. Tami Sawyer
Mighty Quinn.
Trying to start a whole new segment.
No.
But look, y'all, I wish we could continue because this is an incredible conversation.
I'll be back next week.
She'll be back next week. Right. You heard her. Y'all heard her.
Come
right?
on.
But we love her and we appreciate her. Y'all give it up for her one more time.
Thank you.
You have been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Y'all vote August 1st.
Y'all make sure y'all go out and vote for the best candidate in that race for the General Sessions Court Clerk. She is Tami Sawyer. We appreciate her being here. We love her. And y'all give it up for her one last time.
I love being a part of you.
It was
you came here, I thought you were going to be stern. You
It was
turned up, okay?
Man,
it was a pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me today. It was thank you. Please vote August 1st. Thank you.
Right. Please vote August. Y'all, they will not let us end this show. You have been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe. Share this episode. We need you to. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll be back next week. See you then.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.